For more than 2 decades, Boko Haram has shaped national and global conversations about security, extremism, youth vulnerability, and the future of West Africa. But where did this group come from? What forces built it? Who were the early actors? And how did it evolve from a fringe movement into one of the deadliest insurgencies in Africa? In this documentary, we explore the true history of Boko Haram, from its origins, early teachings, internal conflicts, to its transformation into a global terrorist organization. This story begins long before the violence, with ideas, people, and a region facing deep challenges. To understand Boko Haram, we must first understand northern Nigeria in the late 1990s and early 2000s. It was within this environment that a charismatic young preacher named Muhammad Yusuf began to rise. Muhammad Yusuf was born in 1970 in Yobe State. By the early 2000s, he had become a popular preacher in Maiduguri, widely known for his intelligence, confidence, and powerful speaking style. He attracted thousands of followers, especially young people who felt hopeless, unemployed, or disconnected from society. Yusuf offered them a simple, emotional message that Western-style education had failed them, that the government was corrupt, and that true salvation lay in strict Islamic reform. His center, the Ibn Taymiyyah Mosque in Maiduguri, became a hub for sermons, teachings, and debates. At this early stage, the group was known as Jama'atu Ahlis Sunnah Lid Da'awati wal Jihad, but locals later nicknamed them Boko Haram, loosely translated as Western education is forbidden. Muhammad Yusuf taught that the Nigerian government was illegitimate, democracy was un-Islamic, Western-style schooling was corrupting society, only Islamic law could bring justice. However, it is important to understand that Yusuf did not initially call for widespread violence. Instead, he focused on preaching, criticizing government structures, and building a growing community of followers. Still, his teachings were considered too extreme by many mainstream Islamic scholars, who strongly disagreed with his interpretations. As Muhammad Yusuf's popularity grew, respected Islamic scholars across northern Nigeria began challenging his ideas. They believed his interpretations were dangerous, misleading, and capable of pulling young people away from balanced Islamic scholarship. Among the earliest and strongest critics was Sheikh Ja'far Mahmud Adam, one of the most influential scholars of his time. He condemned Yusuf's teachings publicly, pointing out contradictions, misunderstandings, and deliberate distortions. According to accounts, when Sheikh Ja'far met Muhammad Yusuf privately, Yusuf denied many of the accusations made against him. He claimed people were misquoting him or reporting his words out of context. Sheikh Ja'far then advised him to take a wise step, to officially write a letter to the Ministry of Defense or security authorities, declaring his true positions in writing. This was to protect him from future allegations in case extremist ideas were falsely attributed to him. Yusuf agreed, and he found a lawyer who drafted the letter, which he submitted to the Defense Committee of the state. But despite this step, Yusuf continued preaching doctrines that scholars saw as dangerous. This led to more public debates. He also debated with scholars like Sheikh Isa Ali Pantami, who openly challenged Yusuf's ideology in recorded debates. Dr. Idris Dutson Tamshi, who also confronted Yusuf intellectually and highlighted flaws in his arguments. These debates became famous, circulating across northern Nigeria and later online. They revealed a deep ideological conflict, not between Islam and the state, but between extremist interpretations and mainstream Islamic scholarship. In July 2009, a small confrontation between police and members of the movement in Bauchi State erupted into a full-scale conflict across several northern states. The group launched attacks on security posts, and the police responded with high force. The violence spread to Maiduguri, where the group's headquarters was destroyed. Hundreds of people were killed, and the group suffered massive losses. During the crackdown, Muhammad Yusuf was captured by security forces and later died in custody under controversial circumstances. His death marked a turning point, the beginning of a far more violent era. The emergence of Abubakar Shekau. After Yusuf's death, one of his lieutenants, Abubakar Shekau, took over leadership. Unlike Yusuf, Shekau embraced full-scale violence. He transformed the movement from a radical sect into a brutal insurgency. Under Shekau, Boko Haram began targeting security forces, schools, villages, religious centers, public spaces. Their attacks shocked Nigeria and the world, especially the 2014 kidnapping of schoolgirls in Chibok, which sparked international outrage.